Okay, guys. So today we're going to look at the Cross Ashi. So for those of you that worry about the wording and all that, so the Cross Ashi is just a different name for the saddle, the honey hole. Those are probably the two mostly used names, right? So what I want us to do is I'm gonna try and break this down to the pure fundamentals for you guys. I think that if you can get the understanding of what this Cross Ashi is, it will be easier to get into, and then obviously we'll focus on a bit of mechanics and all that. With the problem that I have with the Cross Ashi is when a lot of people teach this Cross Ashi, they'll generally start with all the fancy entries to it, because you do get quite complicated looking entries to it, and then people get so fixated on this entry that they forget the pure fundamental of this position is actually so basic. So the pure fundamental of the Cross Ashi and how to get into the Cross Ashi would be, if I have a leg in the middle of my partner, I would move my body to the outside. So obviously if you look at me like this, this is obviously my outside of my body, right? So I'll have one leg in the middle, and then I'm going to move to the outside of that leg. And then from here, I just come down and connect, bringing my knee to my heel, or ultimately bringing my leg to my heel. This is a Cross Ashi position. So getting a shin in between their legs and then locking up my legs. Don't get too worried about, am I locking up like this? Am I locking up like this? Am I locking up like that? That is all dependent on what your opponent does and where you are. For now, it's just literally shin in the middle, and then I'm stepping backwards, right? If we're on the floor, how to get to this position? Say we're completely disengaged. So this is not very realistic in terms of how do I get this entry, but this is very realistic in terms of understanding the position. So what I'll do is I'll grab a leg, I'll fling my shin over, I just put a shin in between his legs, and then I made the connection. Okay, so I want you guys to, as a drill, you're going to start disengaged, get to Cross Ashi. You're going to start 50-50, and then how do I change my 50-50 to Cross Ashi? Obviously, it's going to be moving my legs across. None of these are that realistic. It's just for you guys to get the understanding of this. If we start single leg X, so you're going to start completely disengaged, 50-50, single leg X, outside Ashi. All of those, I want you to start in that position and then turn that into Cross Ashi. Okay, let's give that a go. 1, 2. Okay, guys can come back in. So now we're going to work on a couple of entries, and then we're just going to work on the most basic entry first. This is also, I would call it like a low percentage entry, but you still get it. If you watch high level competitions, you'll see people landing this entry. It's also, I think, the reason it gets like a bad rap and it's maybe lower percentage is people don't do it well and they don't hide it well. So that is from the knee cut doing a backstep. So from this knee cut position, you'll be going like this, right? So see what I've got here. I've got a shin in the middle. So if I move my body to the outside, I'm going to get a Cross Ashi, right? So if I do backstep like this, Cross Ashi, secure the legs, sit back, and then I'm in the saddle. The reason why this doesn't work is we telegraph this. So we're in this knee cut position, We're not threatening the pass at all. And then this guy sees me lifting up my weight. He just lifts up a knee behind my bum, stops me from doing the back. And then people go like, you don't really get this. Difference is, if I go and I grip a hand and I'm really pulling this out, I maybe go underhook here and I'm squeezing this guy forward so that he goes, shit, this guy's really creating space here to do a proper knee cut. I'll even go sometimes and start pushing this. Because if I push it, irregardless if they're clamping my leg or not, if I start pushing this, they'll get the idea of, oh, he's having a tough time to clear his foot. Let me clamp down on a quarter guard and keep that foot that he was trying to clear. So now if I do this, he clamps down, gets me the easy back step. Okay, so that's the one entry that I want you guys to do. Pretty simple, just knee cut, but introduce the other things where I'm basing on that one palm. I'm going underhook here. I'm pushing to free my foot. Person at the bottom, give the right reactions, clamp the quarter guard, you sit back. As you sit back, I want you guys to secure the far knee, sit back into the saddle. Don't worry about your leg configuration. Just keep safe when you're sitting back, securing that far leg. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, cool. You guys can come closer because we'll do the next technique after this. Okay, so with that question, when we here, I was stapling this into the floor. As I staple this, I also push it away from him, right? I'm stretching this guy out. I go for the underhook, doing the same thing because I'm stretching his upper body out. So, like Craig was asking, from this position, if this guy now goes and he swims in this underhook, do I do that there? Yes. All we do is we go, we hit a strong whizzer, so we're going to come into our chest, like thumb up, and I'm pulling him up like this. Because if I let him hit the underhook without any resistance, if I don't do the whizzer, and I try and do this, he can still just hit that, go to my back, and then this is a fight, you know. Then you'll have to do like forward rolls or whatever. But if I staple this, I hit a strong whizzer where it's like, cool, you can have the underhook, but I'm pulling you forward, I'm kicking, he clamps, I lock that up. From here, he can try and keep hold of my back. It's not really going to work. What I would do if someone really keeps hold of my back here, I would hit the cross ashi from the top. So I'll turn away from him, I'll dig the heel up, and I'll try and hit the sub like this.
Stay in that top side.
Yes, yeah. Because that is a variation of the saddle, hitting it from the top with the person facing down. A lot of people, I think it's Gary Tonin that likes to do that in general. I don't like to do that in general because if someone, say I hit the saddle and I'm trying to attack from the top here, what a lot of flexible people do is they'll lean back, they'll pull this leg all the way to their chest, and then kick you on the bum and kick you away. So I don't like...
Only flexible people. I do that as often as a defense.
Yeah, so I'll only hit the top side attack if I've turned them all the way down and their legs are facing like this, because then they're not kicking you on the bum. Okay. This is an entry. Doesn't happen that often in active roles because people don't really give you these reactions, but this is how most people teach the cross ashi entry. So Tyra will be standing. I was in a single leg X. Tyron clears this top leg. I create a gap for this top leg to come through. I go to a reverse X. Okay. From this reverse X position, I push Tyron to get his hands to the floor, because this is crucial with this. Now that his body weight's on the floor, I go, I touch, I grab here. This is to turn my body, because I turn my body this way. From here, I scoop this leg. Now from here, I'm just extending only this leg. The reason I'm only extending this leg is this is the leg that makes me go to the outside of this leg. this leg stays here. The one in the middle of his legs. So then I just go out, bring it in close, I drop the person to the floor. Okay.
It looks more complex than it is, I promise you.
Yes. If you break it down, it's pretty simple, but I'm saying this not because I'm saying that, you guys won't understand. I know when Tion used to show me this, I got so fixated on that position that all the other finishing mechanics, I don't even take it in because I'm so fixated on how do I get this. Okay. So from the single X position, I can even sometimes when they clear my foot, I can launch him like this, where I just put it to the floor immediately. I'm dropping, getting hands to the floor. I'm going reverse X. Then from here, kick through, bring the knee back, pulling them back. So single leg X, bringing the leg across, going to reverse X. Hands to the floor, turn your body, get your legs crossed. Just give that a go, just once or twice. 1, 2. Elbow on the outside, won't get the sub. If I pop it in to the inside of his leg, now from here, I lean straight back, I get the sub. From this position, what a lot of people will do to defend the straight ankle is they will they'll plant their hands on the floor, they'll lift their bum off the floor. As they do this, I lock up a triangle underneath their legs. Okay? From here, we drop to the side, and that's where I want you guys to stop. Okay, so we hit the straight ankle. As a defense, they're going to start lifting their butt. We lock up the triangle, and then we do a rock back. Okay, give that a go. 1, 2. So I'm going to start one side explaining the braking mechanics of the cross ashi if we go for the heel hook, and then obviously the same would count if we're doing it top side. Okay, so this is if we started attacking the heel hook from the start, right? So from this position, we managed to maybe get this leg. This guy goes, flares out their leg, runs the leg away from us, right? So then we have to commit to the heel hook pretty early on without doing all that other stuff. This happens quite often. People kick like a donkey to get that leg free. So we have to be ready for that. Key details here. We want to put a post in front of this leg as close to our ribs as possible. If he can keep his leg there, he's going to turn his knee away, wrap it around my body, he can move. Whereby if I put a post in front and I pull it close to here, that's already trouble for him. Why this works is it's close for us to now pop the heel into this position. It also limits their movements. So a lot of times when I teach this, people ask me, Alan, do you like cross your legs? Do you do this? Do this? It depends on where you are, right? So this is good for pinching. The figure 4, good for pinching. The reason you see people do this, where they go basing this foot on this foot, is to trap this foot. So the one's not right and the other one's wrong. It's where we are. If we're going to go for the heel hook, then that's when we're going to step on our own heel. Because if we here, Tyron will show you how he can move this foot, just dangle it around. Check the range of motion there. Whereby, as soon as I do this, way less range of motion. Now we pair that with me being elbow pretty tight. I'm creating a bend in his knee. I'm sitting closer, so I'm using my false ribs to create a little bit of a bend. Tyron will tell you guys that there's pretty much no movement for him here. The one that I like to do is I actually like to go and actively scoop this heel, put it onto my own wrist here. From here, we lock up a butterfly wrist. Now we get to the next problem that people struggle with this cross ashi. People think we go, we lock up, and now we twist this ankle to get the finish. This is actually not how this works. Our hands and our upper body actually keeps this in place, and our hips breaks the knee. You'll see people get finishes like this, but just like arm bars where people get arm bar submissions when they do it wrong, it works. It doesn't change the fact that this is not what we're going for. We are locking this up so that this can't move, and then from here, we literally, your knee can't bend this way. Your knee can bend like that now. So we're locking this up. We ideally want to collapse this elbow away. I can't really do this because we're like right on the end of how Tyrant's knee can move. From here, I'm placing my feet on the ground and I'm thrusting into Tyrant's knee. So if I let go, this is how I want you guys to do it. You lock this up initially to secure this position. Then from there, for the sake of the drill, we're going to let go of the grip, and then you're going to practice your thrusting of the hips. If I was trying to sub-Tyrant, I would still have this locked in. So if we lock this in, we're here, and now from here, I'm just thrusting. So you see, I'm barely moving. So I'm just thrusting in this way, like there.
So that already reacts. Look here.
So there, that's it. Okay. So did you see that I'm locking this up? I'm not twisting this at all. This is not really where the sub, yeah. So ideally, I want to make this not move at all. Just thrust the hips a little bit. This will give you such a big fright.
Be careful, there's not a lot of range of motion if that's very tight.
So for the sake of the drill, lock this up. Ask this guy slowly in a controlled environment. See if you can move around. They'll probably say they can't move around. If they can, lock it up tighter. Okay, cool. Then we know we've got this part right. Let go of that completely. Then from here, we're acting like we still have this heel. Then we go, thrusting that in. You'll never go this far before something breaks. Okay, that will be our last thing to drill. Okay.
So your hips are actively coming off of the ground.
Yes. Yeah. So this is another misconception, right? People teach this thing and then they go, then I thrust my hips up to the ceiling. Yes, I thrust my hips up to the ceiling if his knee's like this. If his knee's like this, I'm thrusting the knee up like that. So it's not, I can't say which direction I'm thrusting my hips in correlation with the earth. So I'm not thrusting my hips to the floor, to the ceiling or wherever. I am thrusting my hips in this direction. Tyrant's knee can do this. Tyrant's knee can't do that. Nobody's knee can do that. So we look at where this, it's just like the armbar. You know, like where it's asking someone, do I do an armbar? Do I take my hips to the ground, to the side? It depends on how the arm is. So if we could draw a line where it can bend, we're just going 90 degrees with it. We're going that way. Okay, cool. Here we go, 1, 2.